If you've ever gone live on YouTube or you've been thinking about maybe streaming one day, now might be a good time because YouTube is about to let anybody streaming on this platform double their views if they want. And we'll get into exactly how that works and what that means in a little bit. But there is a ton of stuff that recently dropped from YouTube, and we're just digging into today, specifically the live streaming portion of it. And I say we because Jen is joining me for this one. How's it going, Jen?
So excited. It's going good. So many crazy things happening like the past 24 hours.
Yeah, at the time of recording this, we're still kind of taking in all the stuff that YouTube drops. So the live stream stuff is something I'm very passionate about. We live stream here all the time at vidIQ. Jen live streams, I live stream just on our own channels. And so this is pretty exciting. We're going to go through these via the blog that YouTube released, and we will do this in the order of which all of these updates kind of like came out on the blog. So the first thing I want to point out is this stat right here, that on average, over 30% of daily logged in viewers watched live content in Q2 of 2025. Think of that. 30% of daily logged in viewers on YouTube watching live streams. That's maddening.
I just find that shocking. I find that very shocking because I feel like people don't even know about live streams. That's like a weird thing to say, but I feel like I have this idea that so many people on YouTube don't go to YouTube for streams.
I go to YouTube for streams more because a lot of the streamers I watch on Twitch have started cross streaming to YouTube, which I'm very grateful for because I find the experience of watching streams on YouTube a lot better. And I only say that because I'm a YouTube premium user and I'm not a Twitch Turbo user, so I don't see ads. That's pretty much the most part of it. But you can rewind on YouTube and you can't rewind on Twitch when you're watching somebody. Like,
what?
Yeah, you have quality controls that you don't have on Twitch. Like, YouTube viewers have a lot of control over live streams. And plus the TV app works, Twitch, a lot better. I think they're making improvements in that department, but I just like it a lot better for watching streams. So I kind of get it. This makes sense. I just didn't realize it was 30% of daily logged in YouTube viewers. And I feel like it's only going to go up from here now.
I agree. And it just makes you think like more channels should be testing out streaming then.
Yes. And that's my goal with this video today. I want you to try streaming. So if you're scared of trying streaming, the first update we have for you here is practice before you go live. So YouTube is basically saying, hey, maybe you don't know what you're doing yet and you don't want everybody to see you mess up your first time. Well, you can now basically set up a private live stream just to test things out. And you could do this in the past with like an unlisted stream, but it was a little cumbersome. So I imagine this is going to remove some of the friction of testing a live stream, making it like very obvious that you are doing a private stream. No one's going to see this but you. And I don't know if maybe you want a friend watching. I have no idea how that's going to work. I thought this was kind of a nice thing to do. It seems like YouTube wants you streaming as well as me. I also want you streaming.
This is such a stressful thing. Like your first live on YouTube is such a big moment and it is so scary for so many creators. I don't know anybody that has not been scared to do their first ever live. And I think it's something that holds people back significantly. And there's just this unsureness going into it of how is it actually going to look? How is my internet going to be? How is my background going to look? And my lighting and all of these things that you think so hard about, and to have a practice, think about how much anxiety will be taken away from creators going to test out their first stream.
I think this would have helped me a lot if I had this when I was doing my first stream. So I'm glad they're doing that now. Best of luck to all the new streamers. Now, the next update is where we get into the double the views thing. So this is very interesting. If you have been on YouTube for a bit, maybe especially shorts, maybe you've come across a live stream in your shorts feed. That is vertical streaming. And you can absolutely vertical stream right now. But a lot of creators, especially like creators I know in the gaming space and stuff, have been like, what if I could do both at the same time? And I didn't have to run two separate streams, which costs a lot of bandwidth for me. And it's just extra resources your system is using. So YouTube is now going to let us stream across formats. And this is coming very soon. This is happening. They said it's rolling out now, and within the next few months, all creators should have this ability.
That's a really big deal. I feel like this is the thing that everybody has been asking for. Anybody that's in like the streaming world has been asking for. If you've done both formats before, I think there's kind of this overall agreement on the fact where horizontal lives are more community driven content, goes out to more of your community, and vertical lives have a more discoverability factor behind them because you are just swiping them in your shorts feed. So you do have the opportunity to get a lot of new viewers, but maybe not your community who wants to sit down and watch you stream. What is both going to look like for analytics?
That I'm very curious about that as well. I was also curious of the dashboard. Am I going to have to use YouTube's systems primarily for this, or do I get control over what the vertical stream looks like versus my horizontal stream? So right now we're using a program called StreamYard, and that's how I'm doing these effects, where I'm going back from the blog over to us, where I can single us out. And you know, if you're just using your phone to stream, you're not going to be able to do that, you know, on the YouTube app itself. If you're using the desktop, you have you have options like StreamYard or OBS or something like that. So I'm curious about that. Now I have the picture here. I tried to blow it up a little bit. I don't know if this picture exists high quality somewhere, but um, as you can see, this particular streamer, they're showcasing somebody who's apparently doing a gaming stream. That word right there, barely see it. It's gaming, and they're playing Marvel Rivals. And I guess this person has not started their stream yet. They're just getting ready. And there's even this drop down here where it says the layout, horizontal and vertical. So you can toggle this between doing vertical, horizontal, or both, I assume. And my question is, this frame right here, the vertical frame, are we going to get to edit this? Because what I do is I put myself in the corner and I have my gameplay taking up most of the rest of the screen. Can I center the gameplay at the top half of the screen and put me at the bottom, like I do when I make like a short from my live streams? And I don't know how much control we're going to get.
It's super interesting to think about that. I would love to think that we are going to have control, because if you think of, I would say, how most people are streaming, it is through other software and it is really customized. So I think it would be insane if they release this and that was not an option. I've actually had some recent experience testing out vertical lives, and I can honestly say it has over doubled my views. Now, I am not a streamer by any means. These are just for fun, and it was honestly an experiment. And in the past, I have done a horizontal stream, which on the current channel I'm working in brought in like a few hundred views, maybe. And as soon as I started doing vertical streams, I was getting over 1,000 views within 24 hours on the replay. And this was only like, I'll be honest, there was only like 30 people in my stream at the time. Like, it was a small crowd. It was not like discoverable at the moment, but double. I mean, that's almost like triple, maybe more than triple the views for a vertical live.
So
to
this
have
was
yeah.
prior to the update that we're about to have.
That's what I'm saying. So to see such different results between both of those, having them together gives you that opportunity to connect with people in the community horizontally, but also have this highly discoverable content in vertical and really see, I think, the discoverability like you kind of want and expect from testing out a stream.
Yeah, right now, a live stream doesn't typically bring in a lot of new viewers, but it can bring in the people who've seen you in the past because it gets put in their recommended feed. But the way vertical live shows up is in the shorts feed, and you have to assume a lot of new people will discover you there first. And if they enjoy the stream and they realize that you're live on the other platform, they'll jump over and, you know, participate in the widescreen full presentation, I guess, if you will. So what you're saying, Jen, is that people are watching the VOD of your vertical stream when it's done.
Yes.
That's weird to me.
And the one thing, like, I thought when I had expectations of trying out a vertical stream and I had heard like, oh, they're more discoverable, I had expected more people in the actual stream itself. I expected to see a lot more concurrent viewers in the actual live itself. And I did not expect replays at all. So it has been a fun experiment, and doing both at the same time, like, I'm super, super excited about, just as a basic entry-level streamer.
Huge opportunity, I think, for streamers, and I think we're going to be seeing a lot more vertical lives on our shorts feeds as we're scrolling now. I don't see them a lot, but I do see them from time to time, and I have a feeling the adoption rate of those probably hasn't been as good as YouTube has hoped. So this is probably going to change that quite a bit, I imagine. This could be great if you were the type of live streamer who's just going to talk, do a Q&A or something like that. This might be a super easy win for you. If you're gaming, I don't know what it's going to look like. It should be really interesting to see as this rolls out. So if you get access to it, let us know in the comments. But there are more features here too. They're also doing the ability to react live to content on YouTube, allowing anyone to start a vertical live stream. Oops, I'm supposed to pull up the blog here. Allowing anyone to start a vertical live stream on mobile and react to other live events or other creators who are currently live. So I'm guessing on the right here, that's kind of what this looks like. There's one person doing a live stream and then another person pops in at the bottom half of the screen or top or whatever and reacts to this happening.
This one, honestly, I'm not even going to lie, confused me. Like, I'm trying to think of instances where this would be used very frequently.
Obviously, to me, it feels like a play to get the TikTok creators to come over to YouTube and try this.
I can see that. It feels like very event based though. Like if we're talking about like the Met Gala or like the Oscars or something. Like I'm trying to think of what like social things would be streamed live that like is happening that you would want to react to. And like that could be a fun thing. But like as far as like content strategy plan, I don't know where that would come into play. I'd have to
I
think
don't know
about
either.
that.
Yeah, this is gonna be really interesting. And then before we get into the final really big update, we have another update just in terms of like production, which is AI powered highlights. So if you're somebody who's been wanting to make shorts from your live streams, there's now going to be AI in the background that's watching this and then trying to help you turn that content into, shorts that you can put on your channel, which will help you, build your audience. This just like streaming to two platforms at once, having shorts go up from your streams also builds your audience, also increases your views on your channel.
I think this is a good one. I just think this is a good one. How well it will work and stuff, who knows? But I think it's a good one.
Yeah, I've seen these clipping tools kind of not do a great job in the past. So
Yeah.
we'll see. This is one I'm if AI is going to be used so heavily on YouTube, which obviously after the updates we saw, yes, they are leaning into that pretty hard. This is the kind of AI I like, where it's an assistant doing things for me in the background. I don't
Yeah.
necessarily need AI to make the videos for me. Although I know those are features we'll get into in future videos here. I'm more interested in stuff like this. This kind of assistance is really interesting to me. So we'll see.
Yeah, I have a little bit of hope for this tool. I have a little bit of hope. I think it'll be better. I think we've had so many competitors like clipping shorts that I'm hoping that at this point, this is actually going to be like a good version, like a very useful tool.
I hope so too.
We hope.
We'll find out. Next up is the monetization tool. So this is the stuff going on in the background, less production-y and more just how are you as a YouTuber and streamer going to be making some money? Now, quick aside here, streaming is a great way to get monetized on YouTube. It builds up your watch hours pretty quickly compared to making videos. As long as you have been making videos and you have an audience there to watch your streams, it's pretty good. I've monetized channels this way. So the way this is going to work is you can see on the right here, you have your live stream on the left and you have an ad on the right. And so now they're going to test side-by-side ads that are less intrusive. So I have a bit of an anecdote here. I've been streaming, on YouTube for quite some time. And whenever you go live on YouTube right now, if you use the studio dashboard, there's a thing that asks you to toggle whether or not you want ads to automatically play while you're live. I always turn that off because it's disruptive and I don't want ads playing while I'm live. I can't control them. Well, you can control them, but like if you decide to let it do it by itself, people are going to miss something. You're going to forget to turn, to tell it not to do it. It's just going to be bad. So I got a survey recently from YouTube in my dashboard that was like, hey, you're not running ads. Why? And I'm like, okay, what are my options here? And so it let me select multiple, and I told it was disruptive and all this other stuff. And they listened, I guess. So this is
single-handedly from you, Dan. You caused this. You are the reason we have this new side-by-side option.
Yes. So I don't know. The one thing I'm afraid of is because I can tell YouTube right now, do not run ads during my stream. Put them on a VOD. I don't care, but do not put them on my stream while I'm live. Because at least the VOD will pause the stream, right? But anyway, are these going to be things I can tell it? Well, I still don't want
it. That's your concern. You're like, thank you for listening. I still don't want it.
Yeah.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, because whose audio wins? I'm guessing I get muted.
Ooh.
I don't know. That's how I've seen it work in other places.
Such a good concern.
So we'll see. Again, this is another one where, yes, more monetization tools are good. Don't know what's going to happen here. It'll be kind of interesting to see. And then beyond ads, they're giving more value to creators letting us give us more value to our supporters. And this is specifically pertaining to members on your channel. So right now, you can do members only streams or you can do public streams for everybody. So if you have a membership program, you could do that. YouTube is saying, hey, what if you were live for everybody and then you had a seamless way to transition everybody into your members only content?
I think this is awesome because I think it is such a powerful way to convert people into members. Like if you do this strategically, I think this is such a great way for people to be like, oh, I want to join. Like, I don't want this to end. I want to join. I'm going to sign up for members. Like versus a members only stream. Like the rest of the world doesn't know that's happening.
Very interesting. I'm curious to see how it works because right now Member streams are their own thing that live on the channel separately and become members VOD content. So once they're done, people can watch them if they're members afterwards. So this is probably still 2 live streams. It's just going to be like, it's kind of like when you raid another channel on YouTube, it's probably just going to be like a connection where it's like, instead of another channel, you can go to a member. Who knows? Or maybe it's even more
I feel like
seamless
it's
than
going to
that.
be a redirect.
Yeah, that's what I mean when I
Yeah.
say raid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I could see it being a separate stream though. What? They just kick everybody out. It's the same stream. Like you just can't, like video unavailable, like every time you refresh.
Yeah. Bye. So we'll see. Let us know in the comments if you're going to be streaming, if you're going to look forward to some of these features, if there's anything here you don't like. And watch this video in the middle here next, because it's more YouTube update stuff. more YouTube updates.
I did it wrong.
You still did it wrong. Enjoy.